another
That
slasher
is from
shot.
Rasta. He won blood, and he will get the Starboy ball easy way. Well, he wants a deja vu, actually, for his ADC, as he gets late and opened up with an enchanted signal arrow. New is the kill lane.
That's good, gets the kill. There is the 3-man shopping, but the 1-point lead ultimate, explosive cast, plus the Howling Gale. That is a double kill. Sarah will...
And right, Glenn will just be one shot after that. Blizzard eyeing Kanako here, iconic as well. This will be a triple.
Good afternoon and mabuhay summoners. Welcome back to Lenovo Low Collegiate League as we head into our technically second game, but it is game 4 for the day between University of Caloocan and St. Louis University. Of course, before anything else, we are going to be your casters for today. This is Arctic at your service, and with me is Rockhard.
Yes, that's right. And this is going to be game 2 of UCC versus SLU, and we're going to have a great match because both of these teams are sadly out of the contest for Interconference representative for Group D, but still, I'm sure they're going to give us a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, still, you always want to give it your all, and this is your chance, basically, to show what you've got, and we'll just have to see how that goes for them. But yeah, let's talk about that game earlier. What do you think about how that transpired for both teams?
Yeah, that was a really close base race there. Base race is not happening as much as they did in the past few games, where you see teams just going ham on the Nexus and keeping forgetting that there are other times, there are other objectives that we have to fight. And right now, standing for these teams, we have the LSU still on top with 4 wins, UPD with 3 points, and SLU and UCC both with 1 point for this game. And that's a 1-0 though for UCC.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll just have to see if vengeance will be at hand. You know, you wouldn't want to go 2-0 in this type of series. Let's say even if you're not in the running anymore technically, still you don't want to be at the bottom basically. You don't want to be that team that ends up in last place out of the Interconference series. So, tingnan natin mga kaibigan if come back in a way yung SLU or if UCC will be going all the way.
Papa, lalaban yan. Hindi just alam mo ba kung gaano kahirap ang pinagdaanan ng mga teams na to para makaabot dito and to represent their schools in this tournament? It's really challenging. There was a lot of work that was done into this game.
That's actually a great point that you brought up. Kasi at the end of the day nga naman, manalo matalo, kung hindi man kayo makarating sa next level, just the fact na nakalabas kayo sa conference nyo, going into Interconference series, it's a huge achievement. But of course, before anything else, we'll go ahead into the pick and ban phase for this game as, wow, Elise actually going to be banned right off the bat. But it looks like this might actually be a trend. Maybe a lot of junglers will just have to, and there you go again.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this though? There's a lot of heavy emphasis on these jungle bans thus far. 4 junglers being banned off and then 2 top laners.
Yeah, that is so weird. Ano ba, may galit ba kayo sa mga jungler? Bakit yung binaban lahat ng junglers? Come on. Kawawa naman sila Rafael and KRX. You're giving them a hard time and choosing their junglers. This is... Well, I get what you're doing. I get what they're doing. Rafael and KRX they're the lifeblood, one of the lifebloods of their respective teams. And focus banning them, I guess, will work to some extent, but you will have to see what these teams are planning to pick because of these bans.
Speaking of picking, there we go. Looks like SLU going to be picking that Karma right off the bat. Clearly, they don't want to have a repeat of what happened earlier where Splinter just went out of control on the Karma. Like you did mention earlier, you know, Karma traditionally is a support. We do see her in the mid lane as well, but when she performs, it's like, whoa. Like, out of utility, you wouldn't expect that much damage at all.
And alam mo, I think yung nangyari kanina, medyo na-throw off yung SLU because of the Karma. Because I think initially they thought it was gonna go support, like what usually happens. And that's part of the reasons, again, why we ban junglers like Ivern. Because you don't wanna have a shield comp that eliminates your team through pure shieldness. So, medyo na-confuse siguro yung SLU a bit, medyo lang, with the Karma picks because it was flexed into mid. And Splinter, great job on that Karma. He carried, he supported, he destroyed people, and that was great.
So yeah, tingnan natin. This is actually interesting kasi I'm really liking what SLU has been dishing out thus far. Yung Karma and yung Oriana, yung level ng utility na kaya nilang bitawan. Just because of these two picks, it's gonna be very interesting. And this is definitely something I'm looking forward to seeing from SLU, how this will work out in going with this composition. So tingnan natin if they could pull it off. But yeah, for UCC naman, they will be completing that with the Syndra. So it's like trade-offs here. We're gonna take the Karma, we'll take the Syndra. So I guess it does make sense though. I mean, they did reveal the mid laner earlier. So tama nga naman na and it's a little bit more safer na either you choose champions because you want to secure them, or you choose champs based off kung ano yung napili na ng kalaban mo. So para lang hindi kayo mag-reveal ng too much information.
Yeah, exactly. Pero what you're gonna notice here, picks aside, look at the bans again.
Jungles everywhere, my friend. 3 out of 4 in that second phase. Oh, goodness.
What? Oh my gosh. Work cut out for SLU, KRX, and Raphael.
They have their work cut out for them.
Very, you know what the weird thing is? Legolas, Lee Sin was able to slip through. One of the flashier and more ban-worthy of junglers. It was able to slip by Galio as well. Hecarim as well. I think the teams are actually really going for it. This is going to be their last match for the day, most likely. So that's probably why. And we are now locking in the picks and bans here. So yeah, we have an Ashe Karma for SLU here. A great bot, and Legolas also known for that great Ashe play. You see a lot of Legolas games where cross-map talaga. Arrow incoming sa mid, they do not see it. They do not see it coming. So Legolas, I think, is gonna give us a great show on this Ashe. And UCC here opting for a more safer bot lane with the Caitlyn and Lulu.
Speaking of, wow. And at the same time, I gotta hand it to SLU Vince. Kasi when I think of Vince, naalala ko talaga yung like epic Fiora plays niya. Like there was one game in the past, I believe this was like just 2 weekends ago lang, wherein he started off okay on the Fiora. Early phase, I mean, sakto lang, farm up. Pero once he got things going, talagang he just spiraled out of control. So I love how SLU is kind of banking on this game. Now, you know, we might as well show him what we've got. We'll just stick with what we know. What we know we're powerful at the same time. So good on SLU. Pero tingnan natin how this transverses between these two comps. Because these are technically 2 different compositions going into this game. So yeah, and so ladies and gents, but before anything else, we'll be heading into Summoner's Rift. Once again, make some noise. Who are you guys supporting? SLU ba, mga kaibigan, or UCC? Sabihin nyo sa mga YouTube chat or Facebook kung saan man kayo nanonood ngayon. This is gonna be the game.
Alright, so we are loading up onto the Rift, and just to notice, UCC does have no chance, but apparently SLU can still fight for theirs. So wow, fun fact as well, sister school pala ng SLU ang UCC. Wow. I did not see that. Do you know that?
No, not at all, actually.
Okay, so, okay.
Oh, UC, okay, UC.
Okay, sorry.
Different. University of
Cordillera. Right.
But yeah, what's interesting is that actually, we've been talking about the chances here. So, si UCC actually wala nang chance na makapasok. Pero si SLU naman, very crucial tong game na to, because if they want to make sure that they're still in the running, they really want to make sure na they win this game. Otherwise, tricky talaga para sa kanila.
That's right. And I don't think SLU is going to give up at all. They do want their chance. They are still fighting for school pride as well. And that's not something you want to throw away, especially today.
Exactly. And, you know, I could name my... Oh! There we go. So, but yeah. Wait, what happened there? But yeah, gaya ng sinasabi ko, si UCC kasi, I mean not UCC and SLU, pero yung mga teams outside of this game, yung mga kasama nila sa Interconference series sa group nila, syempre, sa mindset nila, they want UCC to win as much as possible, because to down SLU, it just leaves one less competition, one less competitor to make it out of the Interconference series for them.
That's right. So team, guys, cheer for your schools, cheer for your teams. Let your voices be heard on the chat, and we're gonna have a great game today. Early aggression there for Splinter, going hard on Antares.
Yeah, there we go. But looks like we'll be ghosting away. Pero agang bakbakan na. We're only 2 minutes into the game, so
that's right.
You know, there's nobody's holding back in this game at all.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle of the control mages for the mid lane. Antares definitely great on that Orianna. We have seen great clutch plays for Orianna. I would remember a few games before near the Baron Pit. I think, did you cast that or did someone else cast that? Where was a 4-man shockwave near the Baron Pit brush?
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
I think he was one. Was he the one who did that? I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. Pero yun, mukhang both top laners medyo low health. So, talagang aga ng bakbakan. No? Usually, yung nakikita nating mga ganitong eksena happens past the 3-minute mark, pero earlier than 3, it's almost unheard of.
Yeah, that's right. So, mid lane and top lane going hard on each other right now. So, composition-wise, who would you pick? Think has a better advantage before the ultimates start popping in? Because definitely once the ultimates start popping in for SLU side, it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a flashy game. Although UCC more of a steady comp, they want to build up their tanks. They want to build up Raphael. They want to build Michelangelo.
Nako, pero yun na nga, mukhang this will just translate into first blood. Though Michelangelo a little bit too far in lane, though indeed very low. We'll be getting first blood going to Vince, and that's not exactly the best way to start with a Fiora in that game.
That's right. So, wow, 1-0 Fiora. You're gonna get the Vince Fiora train started again.
So,
wow.
yan nga po, more action happening on the Rift right now. Raphael trying to go in, but looks like things will be turned around as Raphael forced the back away. That was going to be the flash down. Antares ultimately getting the kill though, but they are not done just yet. Splinter to make do of what he can, but nothing quite happens. SLU coming up on top.
KRX taking advantage of the positioning of the mid lane. Also, the waves are actually in great position, and they knew that that was actually warded before the fight was over. So they had prior knowledge. It's great that they have warded that the area pretty early. So that helped them in that another kill for SLU.
I mean, SLU finally, you know, they're realizing what's on the line here. They're really showing the stops, taking a lot of, you know, they're really taking things in their hands right now. A lot more proactivity than what we've seen in the previous game. That being said, you know, UCC definitely needs to keep their guard up. But oh no, here we go again. SLU converging onto Michelangelo once again. This might be a little bit more tricky though, as Raphael seeks to join the party. That is going to be the taunt as things are turned around right away. KRX trying to at least get that kill, but will be going down in the end. 2-for-1 in favor of UCC.
Kitang-kita mo yung effort na ginagawa ng UCC to stop the Vince Fiora train before it starts. But unfortunately for them, they are doing actually quite well. I would have thought maybe after KRX was able to do the flashy play, there might have been some sort of fall off, but UCC actually pulled that off pretty beautifully.
Yeah, and I guess this is somewhat expected because I mean, like I mentioned, Vince equals Fiora-ish when you think about it.
Yeah.
But that being said, UCC Michelangelo definitely needs to respect that and establish some level of vision, because not only does he want to avoid yung Fiora into a snowbally position, but at the same time, you know, he himself does not want to fall too behind.
And it's great that he is playing this relatively safely, even though he is a level behind, and even though he is CS behind, and a kill behind as well for, sorry, a death behind for Vince. So it's great that Michelangelo is pulling all the stops in order to stop this Vince train.
Not to mention the fact, I was actually surprised that SLU, they went way up into Michelangelo, especially since you're going to look at the rotation of Raphael. Since he did start off the blue side, it's somewhat expected that he'll be transitioning into that top side. So there was a very highly likely chance that he was going to be within that area. So I did see what SLU was going for, but at the same time, it was somewhat risky in a sense.
Yeah, so you're saying it's a bit of a lack in SLU's side. They should have sort of expected from the rotations of the junglers that he should have been there in the get-go, even though there wasn't any ward. You could have guessed it. And junglers, it is their job to know where the enemy opponent's jungler is at, not at all times, maybe 90% of the time, right?
Oh, no. Pero, look at this, another duel happening here between Michelangelo and Vince. But it looks like Vince is in it to win it, gets the taunt on, but will be healed up. Michelangelo in a lot of trouble, will be going down once again. Vince gets the kill.
You know, the power that Vince is displaying on this Fiora is his ability to hit the vitals. Not many people have the ability to kind of read into your opponent, into whether he will maybe sway left or sway right. And I think that's why Vince is so popular and why he's so effective on his Fiora every time it's played. And that kind of makes you wonder, why is it always left open?
Exactly. And again, UCC definitely has to be a little bit more proactive in trying to come up with a solution to this. Because if SLU continues to do what they want as far as getting Vince ahead, then it'll just spell trouble for them. Like I mentioned, historically, Vince has an excellent Fiora. That being said, they really have to be a little bit more careful, whether it be vision or whether it becomes to responses, or Raphael being a little bit more wary of roaming around that top side to have that power to respond, especially since he is on Hecarim. Like we did see earlier, all he has to do is just charge into that lane when he needs to respond.
That's right. Also, we have to give credit as well to KRX. He has actually done a pretty good job of somehow securing pa rin naman. Even though there was a slip up earlier, KRX is doing well on his jungle path. I think he also wants to move lower to the bot side maybe, because at these points of the games, it's great to have maybe mid pressure as well. Because right now,
oh, there goes the charge in. Antares might be in a tricky situation here, but looks like things. No follow up for Raphael though. Will be going down. That was a bit awkward actually.
That was uncharacteristic of Hecarim to charge in, even though it was a bit far. Maybe they were surprised that KRX was super nearby, and again, that goes into the opposition.
Oh,
wait.
Splinter though, but here comes Michelangelo, gonna go for the response, forcing SLU to back away for the meantime, but Splinter actually still lingering around. This might be dangerous for him. Will be going down to Savvy. Michelangelo forced to run away for the meantime, but here comes the Chanting Crystal Arrow, not quite connecting. Antares kind of kiting around as the kill ultimately goes to Vince one again. Again, this is what I'm talking about, not a target you want to get those kills going on.
Exactly. Props to Antares as well. That was a very beautiful shockwave that pretty much displaced everyone. We saw the arrow miss from Legolas, but that was not really a miss. That was actually a securing arrow, because you saw that it was going straight to where the exit was going to be.
What's somewhat worrisome is that, actually spotting out, denying Rafa a little bit of jungle there. But yeah, as I was saying, medyo awkward tong position ni UCC so far, because as far as I'm seeing, SLU taking command of this game, and there's a certain level of disconnect sa nakikita ko dito sa UCC. They're not as cohesive as I would have expected them to be, and unless they find a way to just kind of come together and regroup, get the rotations right, and not even just the rotations but even the responses, and when they should be diving, when they should be holding back a bit, then it's gonna be trickier for them if this just continues.
Yeah, but I think the reason behind the UCC doing that is maybe they're waiting for that death ball moment where you have two frontline tanks in the form of Raphael and Michelangelo in front. So they're waiting for that moment, but I think they're banking on it too much right now, and that moment's not gonna come maybe at least 15 minutes in or 20 minutes in.
It's rather premature.
Yeah, and by that time, you might be so behind that that's not gonna matter anymore. So UCC might need to make a bit of an adjustment, and hopefully they'll realize that before it's too late.
Hopefully, because 7-2 right now is definitely a lot of ground that he needs to cover in order to counterbalance that. And look at that, though, Michelangelo taking that damage like a pro. Luckily, he is on a Galio, a little bit more tanky here.
That's right.
So it doesn't complicate things as much, unlike if he were, let's say, if he were on a fighter, then that would have just been very tricky.
Yeah, UCC playing really conservatively, and that's what you need to do. Exactly what you need to do, but you need to maybe push the tempo up a bit more in your favor, because you don't want to also let SLU push you over and roll over. You don't want to just roll over for SLU, and they'll get the advantage if you want.
Oh no, KRX actually spotting out Raphael there, but manages to charge away for the meantime. But this may potentially be translating to a setup for the Infernal Drake.
There, SLU making sure to get that scupper and making sure to get that vision. But I think UCC is not gonna let this go right away.
Crystal Arrow, this is gonna be a fight. Leonardo forced to flash away, and you will be using that Caliber net at the same time. But still, mission accomplished for SLU, secures that Infernal Drake.
Excellent. That's the reason why we want to ban Lee Sin. He secures Dragon really easily, relatively safe. Whoa!
Wow, look at that gust. Oh, getting the kill onto Vince right there. I don't think Vince was expecting that much damage from the Galio, but yeah, we'll have to respect that a little bit more.
I think that was a severe underestimation of what Galio's damage up is going to be like, because I think he was still at around 20%, and Vince was playing really dangerously, double-edged on that knife.
Not to mention the fact that, Vince definitely has to be much more a little bit more wary of Michelangelo's build path here because he does have that double Dorans, which does pack a little bit of a punch in his skill. So
That's right.
needs to respect that a little bit more. But then again, CS difference, almost 20. So that's still Vince actually looking pretty good in this.
That's right. Itemization-wise, though, both mid laners are playing pretty conservatively. Although I think Orianna might have a lot more in the bank compared to Syndra here. Syndra falling off on both these games. Why do you think that's the case?
Well, it's actually very interesting. I think it's definitely because of all the skirmishes that we've been seeing thus far. You know, and like I mentioned, things haven't been going in favor of UCC. It's definitely been more on SLU. That being said, mas may groundwork sila na maka-spear ahead dito sa game na to.
Right.
Pero I gotta hand it to UCC sa bot lane naman, si Leonardo. They're holding their own in the bot lane in a way na at least sila yung component na hindi na behind if you compare to the other lanes such as top, such as mid lane.
That's right. Leonardo definitely going for that Caitlyn's safety, and he's taking advantage of what he needs to take advantage of, which is the range over the Ashe. Although there is a bit of a karma poke, but I think Lulu is doing an effective job. Donatello, good job on keeping your bot lane safe as well. I see wards are there all the time as well, but SLU is pushing their advantage right now.
Exactly. So again, it's actually interesting that considering UCC, their IGNs kind of reflect Ninja Turtles. It's interesting how it's a little bit more turtle-ish. They've realized that they need to hold back just a little bit. You know, there's a little bit of a forced aggression, I'd say, earlier. So I'm glad that they're changing their tempo a bit, holding back until they do, like you mentioned, when we have that solid front line from both Michelangelo and Rafael, then that's where they might actually have a better chance, as opposed to these awkward skirmishes that they've been having this far.
That's right. The win conditions for UCC very, very clear. But right now we have top.
1v1. Looks at Vince, the confidence. Michelangelo forced to flash away, but still, even without the kill, that is a... I mean, Summoner's over, so
yeah,
that's still good.
Yeah, Vince playing a bit more conservatively in that skirmish than we're used to seeing. Right now, though, in the middle.
Splinter wants blood onto Antares, so here comes KRX. Will be joining the party, though. Splinter will be forced to back away now, trying to take down Antares while he can, but that's going to be the shield to save his life. Chanted Crystal Arrow, soaring, flying, not connecting, though. That's going to be shut down 1 for 1. Both mid laners down the drain they go.
That's right. Fancy footwork there from Syndra, although medyo nagulat tayo sa likod. Napa-force flash siya over the wall, and that caused a bit of a mayhem. Right now on top though.
No, 1v1. Vince and Michelangelo just keep on going at it though. Vince definitely coming up on the upper hand here. Takes down Michelangelo. Look at that damage though. 4-2-1 on this Fiora. Vince is out of control.
Grabe, no? Ito si Vince, right now he hasn't even used his flash yet.
Oh,
he knows when he needs to go in. He knows what his advantages are, and that I think that's what makes him such a great Fiora player. Although I think we're hyping him up a bit too much.
Yeah, perhaps a little. But then again, it's
visible kasi.
Yeah,
it's the most visible thing about SLU, and I think that's also where they're banking to put their power on, because most of the lanes, aside from the mid lane, bot lane is not doing as hot as they usually should be. Karma Ashe, you know the power of Karma Ashe, right? You use that arrow on the bot lane, you burn a flash. And by the time the arrow cools down, maybe around like, what's the cooldown of an arrow? It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And the cooldown of a flash, 5. So you want to use that arrow as much to burn a flash and use the next arrow to your advantage and transition that to a kill.
Exactly.
So that's not happening as much as it should. Although you might not, you don't want to count Leonardo and Donatello out, because maybe they are just playing very conservatively and not enabling Legolas to do that to them.
Exactly, and it's actually an interesting point, because if you're going to look at it, throughout the past 15 minutes of this game, there's been a lot of focus as far as both the top lane and the mid lane. So, but KRX trying to make some moves on Splinter, not exactly translating though, but still, I'm enjoying the pressure that we're seeing from SLU. They're definitely a little bit more, there's a lot more certainty in comparison to Game 1.
That's right. And SLU, again, playing to their pressure, playing because they know their advantages. They know that UCC is sort of banking on late game Leonardo, late game Splinter, and with, of course, the frontline tanks, the duo of Hecarim and yeah, Galio.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll just have to see again, like you mentioned. Oh, but looks like Michelangelo was going to try to make things happen. Unfortunately, it was spotted out by that ward though, so nothing really can transpire out of that.
Yeah, I like the warding of UCC, SLU here. They kind of don't want to. They know they're in the advantage right now on some point, and they don't want that to fall off. So they really keep that warding up, especially near the mid-side area. I'm a bit surprised though that the Rift Herald not being considered as much, knowing the power that will have impact on both teams. If SLU gets Rift Herald, for example, they can push right now.
Raphael trying to make the. What
happened?
I was trying to build up on the hype, and then all of a sudden, oh, never mind.
Yeah, medyo nagulat ako kasi parang sobrang kapos nung, nung charge ni Hecarim, which is not common. That's a bit of a sort of a miscalculation.
Definite, like a way beyond miscalculation. That was just missed right on there, but still good at least, you know, UCC definitely trying, but still it's not really translating to anything significant thus far. And oh man, I mean, if they really don't do anything, as far as responding to the aggression that SLU, not really aggression, but just the control that SLU has right now, it's just going to become all the more trickier for them in the long run. But looks like Infernal Drake for them once again, and that's double Infernal Drake. That's going to be extra painful. Shattered Crystal Arrow though, connecting onto Splinter. Splinter ultimately decimated, kill going to Antares.
That was great prediction, and right now, Vince is not going to take that lightly though.
Oh no, Vince though, it's going to be a 1v2, easily takes down Donatello though. That's a Fiora that they have to respect. Raphael though in the vicinity, but you know, that Fiora is way too ahead, so he definitely doesn't want to risk going up against Vince, in which case, but Leonardo, fights happening back and forth here. Leonardo caught in a very tight place though, but here comes the teleports though coming from both top laners, but looks like it is going to be the cancel coming from Michelangelo as SLU continues the aggression.
Yeah, fancy footwork and fancy macro here for SLU. Transition from top side kill into a bottom side turret. That was great, and that was a great response from Vince. Right from the regen from the 12, he went straight into the bottom, and they were able to secure 2 towers.
Oh man, that's a lot of turrets secured within the first 20 minutes of the game. SLU definitely on fire. UCC just, you know, it's a very awkward in comparison to the UCC that we saw in Game 1. But then again, I gotta hand it to SLU. They know what's on the line in this game for them to potentially make it out of the Interconference stage. So again, as long as they keep this up, then they actually might have a good chance at winning, especially with Vince just 5-2-1 on this Fiora. Not to mention Antares 4-1-2. But I gotta hand it to Vince because Vince, there was a lot more confidence as to how he secured these kills. For Antares naman, it was a lot more of slip-ups coming from UCC, which was why he was able to rake up this number of kills.
Of course, props pa rin to Antares kasi he was able to take advantage of the slip-ups, right? He was able to know where the slip-ups were happening and take advantage of them.
Oh, there goes Splinter though, caught in another tight place. KRX gets the kill. SLU continuing to converge onto Donatello. Will Donatello be able to escape this go? Actually manages to dodge that, and for the meantime we'll be walking. But Leonardo actually goes in, poking up onto Savvy and KRX, but again, wow.
Kakasabi pa lang natin, partner. Again, Antares, he knew Syndra was out of position. He knew that he could take that. He went for it, and that netted the kill very cleanly. And ngayon, backfoot na naman ang UCC.
Exactly, and they are going for this Baron right now. That's going to be a very easy objective, and they do manage to clear it with Vince actually kind of the bait there to prevent UCC from checking out that Baron pit. And, you know, this is just going to strengthen SLU going into this mid-game here. But yeah, wow.
SLU, grabe. They know that they can break through the turtle shell that UCC is trying to put up, and UCC is acting a bit reactively right now, and they know that time is running out. So I think they need to push up the waves a bit farther. They want to take advantage of SLU will want to take advantage of this Baron buff, and UCC knows they want to push down the wave. They do not want SLU to take advantage of it.
And you know what's really tricky about this? UCC, if you guys recall actually in the previous game, it was actually Splinter that spearheaded UCC into a win.
Right.
But now that Splinter is behind, it's a little bit more trickier because Splinter has been that reliable player for the roster of UCC, and without him having any form of a significant lead, I don't think UCC actually they don't really have that power in the other members as much as we have seen in Splinter, which is why tingin ko, if it's the same trend for them, I don't think they have that potential to come back into this game unless SLU goes for constant slip-ups. Pero yan, Vince though will be caught away though. This is gonna be a 2v. Make that 2v4, wow! But look at Vince though, taking all that damage like a pro as the other members of SLU go for the split push, will be sacrificed, but in exchange, they do get that inner mid turret and they will be converging on this inhibitor turret as well. Raphael trying to see if he could charge in, but he doesn't opt to with that Baron buff especially. That's going to be very tricky.
Yeah, for a moment there, UCC was showing the power of their counter right now in the base.
Looks like Michelangelo actually gets the ult in on Antares, goes down, forcing 3 members of SLU to back away though, but looks like UCC wants to get some more. They continue the chase. Will SLU be able to run away though? Looks like, yes indeed.
UCC, ito na yung pinaka-iintay nyo. Unti-unti nang nagpo-form yung gusto nilang mangyari na Michelangelo, Raphael in the front, and Leonardo at the back going ham on the players that they're taunting. Of course, taunt for Michelangelo and fear for Raphael. Those are what you want to happen. They could have forced that and they were playing a bit more conservatively than I thought. That was really close.
But at the same time, you know, UCC has to be a little bit more wary of those type of split pushes because if they're going to invest that much time into Vince, especially if it's a continuing trend, then they're going to just continue to lose objectives based off just the threat of needing to deal with Vince while the others, you know, go for that sneaky push in other lanes.
Yeah, not to mention you have to save your exhaust every time for Vince, and that allows your Ashe a lot of room to maneuver. That's gonna be very dangerous. And now we have on the screen a search and win, guys. So get those keyboards ready and get to searching.
Ano ang makakuha nyo? Legendary Ultimate or 60 pesos skin? Wag naman sana, wag naman. Fingers crossed.
Come on, Pulse Fire Caitlyn,
oh,
guys!
Man.
You gotta watch out for that. Oh my god.
Now available at your local League of Legends store.
If you have the money for it. Yeah, it's a great skin. I like the animation on how it when you do the ultimate, your rifle becomes like a huge cannon and your screen goes a bit wobbly. Not so much for that. Alam mo yung problema doon, pag nag-ult ka Caitlyn, di ba yung screen mo may kakaroon ng line.
Yeah.
Everything's so high-tech. Ang problema doon, pag nasa Clash ka, you wanna see what's happening. So I guess that's
get a little bit too distracted by the aesthetic.
Flash is greater. Flash plays is greater than
flashier skin.
Yeah,
there you go. Very looks like SLU actually gonna secure the 3rd Drake of the game. UCC not even in the position to remotely respond to that, and that is just gonna be an objective fest. Not even a single tower taken from SLU thus far. And with that Guardian Angel up for Vince, ito yung sinasabi natin na, yung with UCC so invested into trying to deal with Vince, and with this Guardian Angel up, it's gonna be a lot more trickier for UCC, and they really need to start figuring out how they could divide themselves to respond to these different pushes coming from SLU in these different lanes.
Right now, KRX able to save Savvy right off the bat. That might have gone either way, but UCC again, they know that UCC is playing tank, or they're playing turtle, and ito rin, nakakatawa talaga that the Ninja Turtle team is going for the turtle play.
Yeah, wow. The irony.
But that's not necessarily a good thing right now because SLU knows and the gold advantage is showing. 12k gold advantage almost.
No, but here's
right
the
now.
fight though. This is gonna be bloody indeed. SLU forced into this fight right now with 4 members. UCC actually managing to take down Antares, so it looks like they are not just done yet as they convert onto KRX. Will be the next casualty, but here comes the teleport coming from Vince. This might actually turn and sway back into SLU. Takes down Raphael. Michelangelo trying to get the taunt on as Vince continues to chase, but still has Guardian Angel. Legolas actually getting some free. It's in the backline. Savvy continuing to chase as well. That's going to be the Guardian Angel proc. That's going to be 2 for 2 thus far. Vince getting the kill onto Michelangelo though. Continuing on to Splinter. Will we translate this into yet another kill, but looks like SLU will be contenting themselves with this inhibitor. Inhibitor turret set.
Yeah, I like how UCC almost had it.
Oh.
They knew they had to make something, and now Splinter goes down.
And this is going to result to 2 inhibitors. Oh, actually, no. Inhibitor already down, so... Oh,
yeah.
Man.
What UCC had going for that, the later part of that was, at least the push yung top. Medyo malalim yung creep wave, hindi sila makaka-push. UCC, nung simula nun, I liked it because, yeah, we were seeing on the street play, they knew that they had positional advantage. Wala si Oriana. Hindi man lang siya nakagawa na anything. and they were gonna go for it. Although medyo alanganin na, they left Rafael a bit. I think someone went back there. Yeah, yung Galio na bait sa middle lane with Vince. So more credit kay Vince because he was able to bait out the Michelangelo, and a lot of UCC's members were down because nawala si Galio eh. So wala silang frontline masyado, naiwan si Hecarim. And at the end of this fight, SLU is gonna clean up as much as they can. That's an inhibitor from that play. So
not to mention the fact that actually ang awkward na nag-back pa sa Michelangelo kasi the inhibitor was already nearing its down. Not to mention Galio pa siya, so it would have been a little bit more harder for him to actually defend that.
Right.
So it would have probably been much more smarter if he stuck to just staying there in that lane clash.
I can only imagine what would have happened if tinuloy-tuloy na lang nila Michelangelo yun. Kung hindi na siya nag-back sa base. I mean, I know it's a turret, but you're not gonna defend against a Fiora anyway.
Oh,
Fiora,
there we go.
right
This is
now,
gonna be the fight though. Vince going in. Look at the damage. Getting the kill. Now on the killing spree. Taking down Rafael, but looks like Leonardo will be the next to fall down as Savi secures the kill. Double kill for Vince though. Only 2 members, very low health. Make that the 5 kills. Triple kill. The ace going to SLU.
Woo, the cleanup there from Vince and the initiation. He uses all of it. He was able to destroy someone right away, and that is going to be a Nexus turret, and most likely a Nexus. That's going to be a game, and this is a 1-for-1 in favor of SLU. It's a 1, and that's a win for SLU. That's what I wanted to say.
There we go. Wow.
Okay, wow, that was a great performance there for SLU. They were able to capitalize on the advantage they had. They knew UCC was turtling up because they are the Ninja Turtles, and they knew how to take advantage of it. Props to Vince for the great place. He was all over the map on this one.
And you know exactly, this is parang bawi siya actually dun sa nangyari nung game 1, you know, didn't translate to a win, but now he just really skyrocketed. 10, 3, and 4 on this Fiora, absolutely insane. But we keep on highlighting Vince. We gotta give props to the whole roster of SLU as well. Positive KDAs across the board. And look at the damage,
Oh my
wow.
God. Monster, grabe si Vince, 23k. More than your AD carry and more than your mid laner. Oh my God.
I guess
that is amazing.
Exactly. This is somewhat a classic example na sure you can have a superstar player on your team, but if you don't have enough backup or just the trust sa team nyo, it wouldn't really translate to a win. And I feel like that's what SLU demonstrated in this game. Sure, Vince was a star in this game, but at the same time, nandun pa rin yung level of trust ni Vince na yung, okay, I'll just trust my teammates na while I make my magic work in the top lane, yung there's yung trust pa rin na yung ibang lanes hindi maiiwan.
Na alam mong hindi sila they're gonna fall flat on their face.
Exactly.
And that's great. Cohesiveness and mostly initiative in the part of SLU. I liked it. UCC props again for giving us that great game. We knew you were trying hard to turtle and to show off your trademark and wait for a proper time to engage on your enemy. SLU just had to drop on you.
Yeah, but there you have it, guys. That was our second game for the day between SLU and UCC. Of course, congratulations to both teams. 1-1, not bad, but
that was a great game. All in all, I knew UCC was waiting for their chance, and they had a chance on that game. Despite the goal difference, I had faith that they could pull it off.
Indeed.
But somehow, SLU, of course, great macro play overall, and I like how they knew how to capitalize on their advantages.
Pero yeah, of course, ladies and gents, for the meantime, we'll leave it at that. Pero please stay tuned as we have our next game. But for the meantime, we'll be taking a quick break. We have been your casters. This has been Arctic at your service, and of course, with me is Rockhard. Stay tuned as we will be back for the Lenovo Loyal Collegiate League. The fight though, this is gonna be bloody indeed. SLU forces in the fight right now with 4 members. UCC actually managing to take down Antares, so it looks like they are not just done yet as they convert onto KRX. Will be the next casualty, but here comes the teleport coming from Vince. This might actually turn its way back into SLU. Takes down Rafael. Michelangelo trying to get the taunt on as Vince continues to chase, but he still has Guardian into Legolas. Actually getting some hits in the backline. Sabi continues to chase as well. That's going to be the Guardian through the proc. That's going to be super cute as far. Vince getting the kill onto Michelangelo though. Continuing on to Splinter. Will we translate this into yet another kill, but looks like SLU will be contenting themselves with this inhibitor.
Yeah, I like how UCC almost had it. They knew they had to make something, and now Splinter goes down.
Going in, look at the damage! Getting the kill, now on the killing spree, taking down Rafael, but looks like Leonardo will be the next to fall down as Sabi secures the kill. Double kill for Vince, though. Only 2 members, very low health. Make that the 5 kills. Triple kill. The ace going to SLU.
Might be a good, because that's going to be a game. And this is a 1-for-1 in favor of for SLU. It's a one and that's a win for SLU. That's what I want to say.
There we go. Wow.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.